wonder I had no viewers. Anyway, you guys didn't miss anything with audio. I'm just raving about this puzzle and shit. You didn't miss anything. AI is taking away my job. People are going to start learning chess from AI. Yeah, right. They'll think they are, and then they're never going to take chess lessons anymore. This is a weird puzzle, dude. I'm taking 5+5 challenges. Is that up there? Thanks for letting me know, though. We had one viewer, and they let me know the audio was turned off, so that's good. You've had some not so good experience with chess coaches. Oof. Definitely do AI, man. It'll agree with everything you say. Oh, shit. Yeah, those chess coaches. Gotta watch out. This position is stupid. I mean, what could you possibly do? I literally don't have an idea. I can take on d2 with check. You take back. I take on f2. You take my bishop on h5. It's probably something weird. Wait a bit. What about knight f6? The solution has to be something weird and kind of slow moving, like some quiet move. You know, bishop takes d2 check, takes, queen takes f2, takes on h5, and then maybe like knight f6 with a long slow moving thread of knight e4. Anyway, I'm done with this. I'm not going to waste my time. This is not a real puzzle. I don't know what it is, but other categories include rook endgame. That's more my speed. We'll just keep like looking up puzzles till I find one that I can actually solve. White to move and win. Easy. Well, looks pretty easy to me, actually. But you got to be careful because actually there's a slight problem. If I was to play the move I want to play, which is king g3, even though we're threatening the queen, black could also push and then queen with check. Damn. But maybe that's not enough for him. Like, what if I do, oh, yeah, it's not enough. Hold on a second here. Yeah, this isn't going to work. I don't think that king up is going to work. So maybe I have to play king g5. Morales. What about king g5? King g5 makes sense. Yes, I have my pawn. He's not promoting with check. In fact, I can play rook h8 if I have to stop his pawn. There's no rook back and skewer me to my pawn. If he checks me, I go to g6. If he checks me again, I go to f7. I think it's king g5. Nice. Nice, Morales. Nice. Well done. Well done. And queening is unclear. But how does he stop my pawn? And I saw this already. So I just play rook h8. That's what I said. Nice. Sladgy with the puzzle. Pulling it out. First try. Keep it simple. Rallis, where's your challenge? I can only operate with a limited amount of pieces on the board. I'm older and found some of my experiences so far are lacking a lot. Alright. Guys, it's a short stream today, 2 hours, so let's get it underway. Mirales, what happened? You didn't play in our non-increment. You love non-increment Blitz. Non-increment Blitz Wednesday. Mirales is white. Streams have been really slow, but it was kind of a weird week. I did Wednesday instead of Tuesday. What do I expect from people? All right, he's changing up the schedule on people. You expect them to all show up. I should really go back to trying to do at least 5 streams a week, because we've been doing like 4 streams a week for a while now, and although it's tricky. Alright. I mean, you can't just do a stream whenever. And my times are not the best. So this is like too early for Americans and not optimal for Europeans either. But it's a good time for those of you in Russia and India. Good time for the new Soviet bloc. Blunder in on move, what? Move 7. Oh, you had a bad Sunday. Oh, Sunday Semo. Well, you made a blunder, like a horrible blunder, yeah. All right, I gotta play. It was the baby's fault. I gotta remember this is Blitz. The baby's like in college now. That's how long I'm streaming. Studying economics. Alright. BC4, a new approach. BC4 with H4. Yeah, this is dangerous. I'm not sure H6 is the greatest approach either. We have Acerbate style answers. Oh, you're trying to do the Vienna against the Sicilian. I get it. He's doing his Vienna caveman approach against the Sicilian now. Yeah, Boulder is better than we thought, honestly. Wow. Brah. You're a sick hombre. Muy hombre. I can't believe you're doing this. Wow, dude. Did you really make this up? Muy hambre, ¿y tú? You seriously have to ambush me with this crap? Like, first game in the morning? Unbelievable, man. Wow. I have never anyone do that exactly. I know it's dangerous to play the Sicilian against you. So we have 575 games. Is that right? 575 games. This is game 576. And I haven't learned anything from these games. It's unbelievable, you know? Morales is a VIP. We have 575 games. I've learned nothing. You're a really bad coach, Morales. I mean, you are a great player, but a terrible coach. White has really dynamic chances. The whole position was very strange. Still is. What's up with like Queen D6 type of stuff? Am I toasted there? No. It's hard for him to finish me off. The Morales, the Asterbate defense, the Bishop E5, looked like the only try. Clearly, I did something wrong. My first suspicion is H6 is wrong. But, you know, something is wrong. Something was wrong. I'm not clear what I did wrong. I mean, I'm making all kinds of natural moves. You played H4, I played H6. You played Queen F3, now you're threatening F7. How many options do I have here? I can drop a piece with Knight F6, E5. It looks like all my moves are freaking forced, you know? And then D4. I guess this is like where maybe I had some other alternative. I don't know. Maybe I did nothing wrong, but it certainly didn't feel right. I have C3 in addition to my other issues. Now I'm thinking of playing King F8. Now why would that be better than like castling? There could be reasons. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Coffee house stuff, man. You should make a blog. You should seriously patent this. If it hasn't already been published somewhere, this would be a very, very effective and popular club system. If it isn't already, I mean, somewhere. I don't know what to do. I mean, you're going to play C3, clearly. What can I do? Live with it. I'm up a pawn, so I can afford to give one back. King F8 seems kind of odd. I'm giving my pawn back. Oh, now there's no fork on C7. So that's good. Sort of. Could play A6. Very constructive move. It's actually a threat, though. But I lied about it being constructive. It's not constructive, this move. It's more destructive than constructive. I'm weakening my position by playing a6. You may ask yourself, how did I get here? No. Why did I put my king on f8? Well, I was going to go to g7, and then I hesitated and played this in-between move instead. What, dude? Why? How? So you insist on being a maniac. Oh. So I'm just like up a piece? No, I'm up 2 pieces for a rook. I don't know, Morales is like that. Like, we have a very different philosophical view of the game of chess. I'm not sure who's better here, by the way. My first instinct was that I'm better, but I'm not at all sure, to be honest. No, I was thinking about this, you know, it would be boring to have a stream where you're talking about chess and philosophy. But boring for the audience, but for me personally, I find it very interesting. The way that we look at the game as players is really important in terms of our playing style, you know, and even results. We're gonna get real Jesse Cry style and everybody with the University of Heidelberg philosophy stuff. I never studied philosophy. Well, I had one class of philosophy my whole life, but you know, I'm just trying to understand how different people's styles affect, or different people's approach, or even, you know, yeah, their whole philosophy toward chess affects the way they play. Because I'm saying, like, Morales is kind of a maniac, you know, like a controlled maniac. So this all or nothing business. You still haven't discovered my play style. Well, I mean, you know, these things are not necessarily so concrete. That's a good move. It's a really good move right there. I'm not sure, Sporgasm, that like we're all necessarily supposed to know our playing style, like it's some concrete thing. All I'm saying is, like, when you've played 575 games against someone, you get a pretty good idea of what you're up against. With Morales, I'm like, I realize one thing, that we have very different, like I said, as players, we have a very different approach to the game, you know, which is kind of interesting. He's so all or nothing, it's really kind of bothers me, you know. I don't know how else to phrase it, really. It almost disturbs me. Like, it's offensive how obsessively all in he is every single game. Because I can't play like that, you know. I can't bring myself to play like that. Every single move is a threat. It's unbelievable. And I still don't even know who's better. This is insane. It's pretty insane, dude. Here we are, move 30, and I still don't know who's better. All I know is like I'm facing relentless aggression. No compromises, we'll never tone it down. No draws, unless there's no other option. It's just out of control. Increment doesn't help. The game just feels like it's never gonna end. Damn, rook h5, great move. Unbelievable. It's like you could predict all of my moves. Really insane, dude. Almost lost on time there. What's that about? Some sort of trick. Mastering the time. It's very strange how you can have perpetual threats for like 45 moves in a row. How is that even possible? Who plays like that? Who can even play like that? You know, it's tiring. It's crazy and unbelievable. Look at this, another one. Perpetual threats. 500 moves in a row. It's like unnatural. You just completely destroyed my whole will to play chess, man, with this. don't even know what to say. It's very strange, you know. Who plays chess like that? That's not rational, you know. Look at that game. This game killed my entire desire to play chess today. Are you serious, Shaki? Did you see how he conducted this game? Why did we give him the draw? Like, that's an easy win. How much energy he has to invest into threatening me for 45 moves in a row or something like that? Maybe he was just tired of doing that. It's unbelievable. It's like, look at this game. It was horrible. It's horrible. It was from perspective of good chess. It was like, wow. But what happened there? Like, the game was like, okay, the opening was tricky. I fell into some kind of trap. Then I'm better, and then all of a sudden, you started playing like endgame God at the end, and then you gave me a draw. I don't understand what happened here. I mean, material is relatively even. Why am I completely lost in like 2 moves from this position? I guess it's not. Like, you are up the H pawn. The H pawn makes a lot of difference. How did you get my H pawn? This position, for example. Why am I worse here? You know? This is not fun. This game was not fun. It was painful to play. I was like winning at one point. Really bad game. You would think like 5 plus 5. You would think like 5 plus 5 we would have enough time to play like a reasonable game without a lot of blunders. But instead we have like 10 blunders, 5 inaccuracies, and 17 mistakes. It's hard to believe. Like, basically half of our moves were mistakes. You know, I'm supposed to be an international master, and half of my moves are like mistakes or blunders. It wasn't better in the opening. It was more like after the opening where he messed it up. That was another game I'd like to just kill myself. Just kill myself now. Really, the Nimzovich variation of the Caro-Kann. This is hopeless for white. Aliakin was right when he said he could play this like with black for a draw with impunity. You have to be really well prepared to squeeze anything out of this here with white. Yeah, he was exhausted, of course. I was exhausted too. I would think like just watching that game is exhausting. It's ridiculous. This is my first game of the day. My opponent left the game now. Where are you going, dude? You're like leaving the game, coming back? Leaving the game, coming back? Bad internet? Alright. So this is standard. He used more time than me, but he was like away out of the room. This is the main line, and I don't know it very well because I don't normally play the main line of Caro-Kann with white. But the Panov is not promising. I really should learn to play the advanced variation, But as Morales knows, that also requires incredible investment and energy. Playing the advanced variation is like, you know, a lot of work. Not easy to play. And I don't like playing, closed space advantage positions in Blitz especially. That's why I like playing the Panov, because it's easy. Accelerated Panov. Oh, you mean like playing c4 right away? I never heard anyone refer to it like that. This is an older move. I mean, g6 was the move before h5 was invented. Nothing wrong with it, I suppose. I can do h4. h4 g4, h4 bishop g4. Do I care about that? I might care about that. I gotta do something with my king. I could castle. Oh no, I had a missed call. Oh no, that's bad. Hungarian number. Glad they called me during my stream. Probably somebody looking for some grandma. Some old lady like has my number, but with a different like a different first two numbers. So people get it confused all the time. So I constantly get messages or calls, for some old lady in some village somewhere, And it's gotten to the point where I don't want to answer my phone anymore. Because it's like Istvan calling for Marika Neni, somewhere in some Hungarian village. It's not as bad as my old American phone, though. With the American phone, it was the worst experience I've ever had. I got somebody's number who was like being hunted down by like debt collectors and shit. Yeah, you don't want to get a phone number of someone who was like owing a lot of money to people. Bishop e6. That sucks. Well, I guess it's time to castle kingside, or just not castle at all. I could play c4, actually. Is that what we're supposed to do? Bam. Could I castle? No. Queenside, no. I can't read. I need glasses to read the screen. There is queen a5. And you put the knight in front of the c-pawn. Can someone call me? It could be someone I know, but like it's not a number I recognize, so I don't answer unless this is a number I recognize. This is too high a percentage of some weird old lady from a village or something. It's just a waste of time. Or someone maybe wanting to borrow money. That's another good one. There's no good reason for anyone to call me, basically. It's either an old lady from some village and it's the wrong number, or they're trying to borrow money from me. Is ever anybody trying to give me money? It's very strange. Why is that? Why do I never have anyone calling me, like, offering to give me money? They always just want to borrow money. Why does it always work like that? It's strange, isn't it? It seems like Sporgasm sort of knows what he's doing. But not the trendy way to play it. With h5. Even Nefedov into the h5. He knows about h5. That's okay. Not new news now. So Nefedov deals with this with white. He has to play it with white. Or Nefedov, do you know? You never played. You don't play the Caro-Kann. You've played the Caro-Kann before. Possibly. What's Nefedov's backup defense to the Schliemann? You played this variation. You play Slav, you might as well play Caro-Kann, yeah. And to London with white. You don't have the full Cyrus Lakdawala Blitz repertoire. Alright, it's time. And we're screwing around. I don't know about what Black's doing here. Are you trying to trade? Are you trying to trade bishops with bishop f5? Very direct plan. No, he played f5. Yeah, well, that's true. That's possible. Can I double on the file? Well, I mean, g4 looks really strong. Jeez. G4. Oh, we've been waiting for that for a long time now. The old knight a6. I know all about that. I'm a little bit more, conscious than I was the first game against. I'm more conscious than I was the first game against Morales. A nice solid approach by Black here. The h5 is the move that everybody plays. You like h4, of course. I would assume it is very legit. Like, nothing not legit about this. I like g4 though. A little late for that, isn't it? Maybe not. Oh no. He doesn't quite have the Morales increment nerves. I'm just going to randomly sacrifice stuff. Maybe I should have taken on g6. Again, it's Friday. It's weird. It's weird that we have a stream without Asterbait chattering. That does seem strange. Always. Chatterbox. So how do I break through? You don't break through. You just have to consolidate your extra rook. Boring. Alright, we're for rook. How's the play in this game? A little better than the last game. I made a mistake right there at the end with bishop takes c8. I knew it was a mistake, but I couldn't work it all the way through. Bishop takes g6. So I made two blunders. later in the game. I played perfectly until move 16, according to the engine. What about the opening, though? My main concern is the opening. Well, no games. Weird. Wow, so nobody plays bishop d2. Okay, I didn't know. I was afraid of bishop g4. So h4 is good, and I'm not supposed to be afraid of bishop g4. It's not even a move. I guess it doesn't threaten anything. But it does. It feels like it might prevent h5. I don't know. Okay, so f3, bishop g3 check. I just move my king and you lose a piece. All right. So bishop d2 is just hesitant, but there's a point to bishop d2. I'm threatening to castle queenside. The computer doesn't like it though. Why? It's okay. It's a top 3 move. It's just that h4 is better, apparently. Anyway, alright. Shocky. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Sunday Simul, don't forget. It's a short stream, 2 hours. Good opening. Birds words. Birds words. I've played that myself, but I always felt like maybe it wasn't quite good enough for black. After f4, knight h6, e4. Yeah, but I'm not gonna let you have the f5 square. And that's the point. I definitely had this before. Maybe against Shocky. We had this before against somebody, at least once. I guess it's kind of a little sketchy. For both sides. So here's the moment of truth. King e1, and then you're threatening what? So black's better here? What about king e2? Blocking my own bishop. Yeah, but it's not so easy. I mean, if I play king e1, I'm threatening h3, kicking you out, right? I can't castle, but I have central pawns. You have a knight on g4 that's just floating out there. Who's better? Yeah, somehow I knew you were going to play e5. How did I know that? Like, it's like I had this game already. It feels like we had this game already. What should I play? h3 just doesn't feel right. Like, it just weakens me. Maybe black doesn't have such serious threats. Let's say I play knight f3, he plays bishop c5, I play bishop c4. What are you going to do to me? Oh, knight f2, take on e4? Well, let's say you do that, knight f2, rook f1, knight takes e4. Then I have like knight takes e5, you castle, you're probably better. So knight f2 is essentially... Bishop c5, knight f2 is essentially like a threat, I guess. So I could alternatively play h3 or bishop e2. h3, knight f6, lots of weaknesses. Looks lame. I like ignoring knight f3. Well, why not knight f3, bishop d3 then? Knight f3, bishop c5, bishop d3. I like being creative. You know, I know this is objectively probably not the greatest for white. We get out of book and we get an original position, and it's an end game where I'm pretty comfortable. Starting to take his central pawn. Oh, I have an idea. Wait. Ooh, me. Ooh. Bishop c5, knight c3. Wow. That's deep. I like that. Dude, knight c3. Just develop my pieces. Nothing short of brilliant. We gotta try this. Oh shit, I hung f2. I totally forgot about f2. Well, no big deal. It's a draw. Knight f2, rook g1, knight g4. Rook h1, knight f2, rook g1, draw. Draw. You want to draw? Are you offering? My original idea was to play bishop d3 instead of knight c3. And then if knight f2, rook f1. Knight takes d3, check, pawn takes, okay. Position is interesting. He has bishop f2 check. Where should I put my king after bishop f2 check? I guess e2, r2, e2. Knight f2, b4. Bishop takes b4. King f2, bishop takes c3. One possibility. But he has bb6. Bibi-Sara. Bibi-Sara is going to be a GM. I wonder if her bodyguard gets to be a GM too automatically. I wish I had a bodyguard / chaperone from Chechnya who's an MMA fighter. Alright. E takes f4, bishop takes f4. What else can I do? The e3 is a problem. What else can I do? Welcome everybody. We got challenges from Rudus, Nefilov Zenchess, the regs in the house. Guys, subscribe. Who's not subscribed? Rengawi, subscribe. Nefilov, subscribe. Zenchess is subscribed. Sporgasm's not subscribed. Who else? Morales is a VIP. Uber driver subscribed. Nice. We got all these regulars. We need some new blood. Lots of new blood and vampires. What? Buddy who? Buddy Holly? You're unsubbing. After bishop takes c8? Ah. Really? Anyway, I wanted to sacrifice my bishop on g6, but it was like, couldn't quite see like an easy way to finish him off, so I was lazy. Sorry. It was a materialistic grab. I figure being up a rook is probably winning. It was a lazy move by me. I know that was uninspired Zen chess. So I can't castle, unfortunately. Is it time yet? H3 is better than it used to be, I think. Maybe 93 by black, though. Bishop d3, speaking of uninspired moves. Bishop d3. Shaki's using up all his time. What was that? Yes, we got a follow from Lana Chess. We got another follow earlier from Blaze, who was chatting in the stream. Now, you may be able to play knight f2 without any kind of complications. I wanted to play bishop c4, but b5, that's another advantage. B5 might become a thing now. I don't love that. Helping you play b5. Is my king ever going to move? You're like, why doesn't he castle? How many people have asked themselves this question so far this game? Why is he waiting to castle so long? Anyone else wondering? Bishop d3 seems lame. See? He just immediately simplified. Oh, he has f5 if he wants to be, like, aggressive. I don't know if that's a good idea for black, though. Bluff and rebluff. Yeah. Yeah, nice bishop g4. Very impressive. Ooh, that was scary. You really scared me there. Bishop b3, I guess. Where are you going? You're trying to get me to sack the exchange? That's insane. Wow. I guess I can't really. I mean, I could sack the exchange, but the truth is that it would be really unnecessary. Yeah, Shaki is ooh. He's got new plans for me. I like these little pawn chains I have. Micro chains. They're like microplastics. Oh, Rook C2 is super passive by me. Jeez. I thought I had him dead to rights here, but now he's sort of staying alive. almost lost on time. He almost lost on time. So, how much better am I here, anyway? Unclear. I'm a little better. He lost on time. Weight is slightly better, like 0.6. A little more than half a pawn. Oh, wrong. Wrong as always. As always, my evaluation is totally skewed. 0.5, sorry. But you know what's interesting about this game? I thought my position was kind of worse than it was in the opening. And the engine thinks it's like, yeah, equal. This has never been played in over-the-board chess. Weird. That's weird. I don't understand, you know, this has never been played. How is that even possible? How is that possible? F4, knight h6, e4 has only been played in one game, and it was in 2024. How the fuck is that even possible? And d5 is the most obvious move for black ever. I mean, that's really weird, man. That's like a conspiracy. Somebody's hiding the games. Have I seen a new Google video? Have you seen that new Google video, AI? No. I'll use it to make some fake chess videos. Well, I mean, it's probably like, you know, other sites too. A lot of making it easier for people to make AI stuff everywhere, obviously. Why are there no games? This is weird, man. So, on lichess, there's 27,000 games. And over the board, 1. Okay. Well, let's check my games, because I'm sure I had this. Whatever happened to Excel Poker? Conspiracy theory. He got tilted and quit. Now I remember. Those Scandinavians. And Chess Passionist. So that's the recent game I was thinking of. I must have played that in a simul against Chess Passionist. I had this in a simul against Chess Passionist. That's what it was. So d5, same line, d3. This is the first game I've won in this line. D takes e, queen takes d1 check, king takes, and now you played knight g4, and Chess Passionist did that. Excel Poker played knight c6, but this seems more appropriate. King e1. Is that like a mistake, as if I have another move there? No. e5 is right. Knight f3 is right. And now bishop c5, which is extremely the most natural move. That's what Chess Passionist played as well. So the exact same game. I did knight c3. No, see, I did bishop c4 in the other game. I'll show you guys a secret, though. I was thinking about this. I wanted to play knight f2, knight a4. This is really nasty, man. If you take my rook, you're like lost. You know. It's a nice theme. I was talking about b4, but I was just joking. b4 is not so good. I lose a pawn there. No, Shaki knew that there was an idea here. I don't know if he knew about knight a4, but this is really strong. Most people would like fall for that. Okay. So Redusu. But it's unbelievable that there's no games, man. You saw knight a4. You know the theme. I've used a theme on the other side of the board. Yeah, like once you've seen the theme in a different position, you might recognize it here. I mean, I guess it happens in like the Vienna and stuff. I'm not really that expert on the Vienna game. I would assume that happens in some other main lines. I mean, I realize this is like a really rare opening, but still, I would think. I would really think like there'd be a few games at least where that has happened, and there isn't. This kind of strange, you know. That's why I was always hesitant to play knight h6 myself. You know, f4, knight h6. My fear is that white plays e4. But I think that you justified it. You know, your d5 justifies it. Do I have a better move than e4? I mean, after d5, do I have a better move? What am I supposed to do? Queen c7. I don't know. But Redusa has had struggles in these sort of strategic positions. He's much better in open games. Bird is a bad opening. That's relatively true, I guess. That e4 is better than f4. Is that what you're saying? Are you telling me that e4 is better? Are you serious? The birds is a bad opening. Yeah, the problem with the birds is that black is not guaranteed to play d5. Although I'm not sure the Fromm's gambit is so good either, you know. The birds has a lot of practical value despite not being a good opening, I think. I've never played it over the board, although I've been tempted to. I was really thinking of like playing it at the World Senior as sort of. I'm gonna bust it out one day. I'm gonna bust out a birds on somebody. You got to pick the right spot, you know. I mean, not everyone is gonna handle it badly. Certain players are gonna mishandle the black side of the bird, especially when surprised by it. Why? Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of London, but maybe bishop h2. I don't know. The Sveshnikov is like the #1 reason to play. Seriously. The Sveshnikov is seriously the #1 reason to play the Rosslimo. There's absolutely no question about it. I mean, this isn't theory, is it? Could this possibly still be theory? Still in book here? G4 is kind of crazy, but you're gonna castle queenside. This is a very risky approach. I could have played bishop h6 there, I just realized. If I want to trade my good bishop for his knight or bishop. actually. What's he going to play after bishop h6? There's not that many options. Bishop h6, king f8 doesn't work. Actually, he has to take, right? He would have to take. I should have considered that more seriously. Bishop h6, queen f6, and black is stuck with the bad bishop. Although my knight is not that great either. Alright guys, I'm starting to wake up this week from a long mental hibernation. Don't forget to give some gift subs. It's been a very slow week. We have no gift subs. I'm broke. Can't afford to go to the World Series of Poker again. Now I've got bishop h6 again, but it's a different story here. I think my dark squares are weaker. I really didn't think he would castle queenside. That seems kind of insane, right? Castles queenside, he wants to play h5 and attack me. But if he plays h5, I can play g5 and drive him back. And by the time he attacks me, he's going to be dead on the other side. There's all sorts of answers here. Tactical player, no. I don't think I can ignore this. This is too serious of a threat. I can play bishop bishop g5. Or I can push. Pushing is more secure. Buying time. We keep the lines closed on the king side and kill him on the queen side. He went to h7. But how much time do I really have here? I guess we're going to find out. So what do we got? I got to leave in about an hour. So, Nefidov, Zen Chess, Anti-Lizard, Mr. Slow is here. We should be able to play these 4 games at least. Black now sacrifices a pawn with c4. I'm not sure I should even take it, because I might have better things to do, like b5, for example. But he is threatening to take twice. Alright, I guess I have to take it. I can't let him just come in here. It doesn't do much, you know, the double pawn, but we can't let him take on d3 twice. So black is like just lost his way, you know. Gonna need some counterplay. It's so great to see you guys. I know like Wednesday we didn't have that many people because it was a different day, and then yesterday is always a small stream. I cut it kind of short though. We didn't have that many games, but I realized the stream yesterday was only like a little more than 2 hours. No, I should stream longer really. So, are you threatening me? Am I threatening you? This reminds me of famous Reshevsky game where he undermined the d5 square. Oh. Whoa. Alright. An uncompromising character. Mr. So, thank you for sharing that Geller game yesterday. You know, I still can't understand why I don't recognize the Antishin game so much. Maybe Mr. Snow's not in the chat today. He might be on his mobile device or something. Yesterday, Mr. Snow shared a Geller game against Antishin from the famous book, Geller's famous book, and It was a beautiful Roy Lopez where Geller just absolutely like zugzwang the guy almost effortlessly, you know, like a positional, just a devastating positional crush on the white side of a Roy Lopez. You kind of wonder, like, what the hell did Black even do wrong? It looked like his moves were reasonable, but he had zero chance. And I was just thinking, like, I have the weirdest feeling like I've gone over that game, but I still don't recognize it. And the question is, like, why? You guys ever go over a chess game and then realize that, like, you looked at it from the other side? Maybe you analyze the game from the black side, and then it looks completely different from the white side. I kind of had this feeling like maybe I actually played through that game for whatever reason. I have this kind of weird feeling like maybe I had played through that game from the black side. Why would I do that, though, you know? You got Geller versus Antushin. Why would you want to look at it from Antushin's side? But the game just seemed kind of unfamiliar. Unfamiliar yet familiar at the same time. Or maybe it's just my Alzheimer's. Black is having some trouble generating threats here. Maybe that's what reminds me of Antushin. Antipov. Anti-chess. Uber drivers what? F4 knight h6. F4 knight h6 e4 e5. That doesn't seem right. Uber driver, you're stuck in bird mode now. My opponent is not going to give up without a fight here, apparently. He's not a quitter. I could have taken on h5. What am I doing? Damn. I missed taking on h5. Ouch, that hurts, dude. There were some issues with the white squares. General issues. Just a bit of a problem. So what went wrong here for black, by the way? It all went wrong around move 12 when I played the dubious g4. He didn't react well to that. Well, he traded off his bishop. I mean, this is a bad decision, right? You're playing the black side of the Roslimo. Yeah, bishop g4 is a bad move. Your only compensation for your bad structure is your bishop pair, and you trade off the good bishop. I mean, the other bishop's not bad either, but if you play e5, it's a bad beat. All right, Nefedov. So I think a lot of people don't realize how bad it is to do that, you know. If you trade off your bishop with bishop g4, bishop takes f3, now you literally have no compensation for your broken doubled pawns, and it's bad. Bad, bad. Bad, Nefedov. I miss Weird Openings Wednesday. Who remembers Weird Openings Wednesday? So frustrated by Nefedov. I'm reduced to playing the Dunst opening. He can't play the Schliemann against that. If I play e4, what does he do? Oh, he's playing... Okay, that's his repertoire. So I play another knight out. He'll play the Slav. Ask a stupid question, get a stupid answer. If I played e4, he would play e5. What? That's not what I expected. Nefedov playing the Sicilian. Wow. Oops. Nefedov, you should play d5, of course. I guess. Slav. That's not a Slav. Speaking of the Roslimo, 2 Roslimos in a row. Oh no, Mama. Mama's back again. Time is it there, Uber driver? Are you driving? 94 is normal here. This is a main line. No? What am I doing now? I don't know. I have to consult Zen Chess. I don't know about Bishop D3. It has to be a reasonable move here. I suddenly forgot what I'm supposed to play. I think I'm supposed to play E5 there, right? After knight D4, I'm supposed to play E5. I'm having a little bit... I never played this position. Black should play Queen C7. Not knight D4. Now I don't know where we are. To some sideline. Some sort of sideline. Whatever. Nimzovician approach. No, I know. No, I'm supposed to play E5 on move 5, and he surprised me with that knight D4. It's okay. It's a Bogo Indian. Nefedov doesn't know how to play the white side of the Bogo Indian. That's the important thing. If I play A5 now, I'll probably lose my pawn. This is either a closed Sicilian or a Bogo Indian. Ah, G6. That looks right. Nefedov is capable of... He's capable of figuring things out. He's an experienced player. He has capabilities. A5. Certainly adapting well for a guy who never plays the Sicilian. Pretty much played perfectly so far. Now what do I do? Adaptive. Queen H3. A weird move. He's so quick too. Buddhist monasteries use AI. And they're into beatboxing. Herman Munster. Herman Hesse. Speaking of Buddhism, Herman Hesse. Now I can play A5. Why would I do a thing like that? Very good. I bet like Uber driver didn't. Yeah, I had a class on world religions, and we read that. It was great. I enjoyed that class. I had a friend who was he was an actuary, like a math expert, and he was very good academically, but I did better than him in a religion class. I was proud of myself, you know. The dude had like a really high GPA, and I actually outperformed him in religion class. So that was my proudest academic moment in college. Yeah, essential reading, man. Uber driver and religious philosophy go hand in hand. I just like picking on Uber driver. Sorry, man. He's always talking about Mama and Herman. Herman who? Herman Munson. No, that's Thurman Munson. Oh, knight f6. Alright. Nefedov is kind of making a little bit of a concession there with his pawn structure. Hello? Well, we figured out how to beat Nefedov. Gotta keep it simple. Keep it strategic. Rook f7. Rook e8, rook f7. I don't think it's gonna work. Rook e8, rook d7. Well, why doesn't he trade pieces here? Like rook a8. Rook a8, rook a1, rook a7, rook a7. I'm still slightly better. But I'm gonna have some issues. How are we doing? How's my driving, Uber driver? Do you have one of those bumper stickers on your car? Like, how's my driving? 1-800-UBER. They can report you how your driving is. I sold a bunch of like old coins to Hertan. I think he ripped me off. I have the very strong suspicion he ripped me off. Probably because I beat him all those tournament games years ago. I think he was like equal against me. I thought we were friends. But no one's your friend in when it comes to like business. I swear I think he ripped me off. I just assumed I could trust him. You know? You can't go to like a strange dealer for like stuff like selling coins, and I mean that's a very bad idea. So I figured I know someone, I should talk to them, and then it still felt like he ripped me off. Imagine how much a stranger would have ripped me off. We were never really friends. I mean, I went to some tournaments with him, but he was really a bitch. You know, he behaved like very childishly. One time I had to take a shower pretty late in the night and he got really upset. It was ridiculous. He was like looking for excuses about his bad tournament results, and he would like blame anything, you know. He was actually really annoying. Very difficult to get along with, the guy. He's having a bad tournament, so he starts like blaming his bad tournament on like random shit. It was really petty. It was not the only time either. I went with him and another player to some tournaments once, and he pulled the same shit where he like complained, had to move into his own hotel and stuff. The guy's really flaky. I've roomed with a lot of people, and I mean, I can be annoying if I snore or something like that. But other than the snoring, I'm a pretty good, you know, roommate. And I don't always snore. Like some people. Oh no. Nefrov, you're really gonna pull this on me? I can't believe he's pulling this off. Congratulations on your extra pawn. If you enjoy it. Don't you hate that though, when people, they always blame their failures on other people? Blame yourself, man. You didn't lose your tournament game because I took a shower, you know, at midnight or something. Get a life, dude. I stayed with him once. I stayed with him at Hastings the whole tournament. He managed to stay with me the whole tournament without. He had a pretty good result. That's why I guess he wasn't leaving or anything. If he has a good tournament, then he's a really perfect gentleman.
Look inward would be my advice. Stop blaming other people for your issues. Uh-oh. That was a close one. What happens if Nefertov plays rook f3 there? Nef-Idov. Nef-Idovian. He's really played great this game. Why am I never allowed to have any threats? It's pretty annoying.
He's like an endgame Morales. He's gonna draw this easily. Unbelievable. I was so much better earlier. They always have an excuse. Yeah, they're nice when they're winning. That was like the time I played Miles Arteman. I played that guy. This South Carolina. Actually, I don't know where he's from. He's like a strong FM. He was a strong FM. And when I beat him, he was really a bitch. But when I lost to him, he was super nice, you know. Isn't that just a coincidence, right? You're super nice when you beat me, but like when you lose, you act like a real jerk. Total coincidence. If I've managed to shed a pawn here, it's still probably a draw, even if I'm up a pawn. Ooh, B1 queen. All right.
Well, I don't know about this. It's quite the passed pawn I have there. It's not that far outside, but maybe that's a good thing. Oof. Check, king e6, rook g7. He has rook g4 at the end. Check, king e6, rook g7. Oh no. Oh no.
So what's the draw? See, this is why I almost lost on time. I saw the check, king e6, rook g7, rook c4 check. I saw this. And I didn't know what was going on. You know, I saw rook takes g3, I'm winning. But you have a defense here. What? Rook takes g3, I'm not winning. Oh no. Oh no, seriously? Of course not. This is a draw. Oh my god, of course. So that was the draw. Anyway, whatever. Look at that game. Perfect game by Nefedov until the very end. We're a little better. So this is a mistake. I'm supposed to play e5. Is it not that bad? I've seen some games in these lines. I never thought this was a reliable line for black. The Nefedov doesn't play the Sicilian normally, but I did this instead, which is just lame. I played like Irene Sukandar. That Indonesian player became famous for a match with some cheater or something. Alright, Zen chess.
Mr. Slow. What's up, guys? Come on.
Where's the hype train? We're saving the hype train for Sunday, but it's nice to see all of our regular friends here. Chirpy birds are chirping. I like to play all different stuff. Alexander Ivanov made a living with this, with black, against the English. He was great. He was great playing it with black. Now, rook b8, very early, interesting move. Probably not great, but playable. Exceedingly early rook b8. Hyper early. Accelerated rook b8. You can even play that. You could play it on move. Yeah, that's as early as you can play rook b8, almost. You could have played knight c6 on move 2, followed by 3 rook b8. Yeah. So that's the fastest you can play rook b8. Knight c6, rook b8. That'd be funny. Move 2, rook b8. Rook b8 early and often. So we try to go with d4 quickly. Thanks, Sefidov. Tough game as always. You adapted. You adapted to playing the black side of Sicilian pretty well. You know, you're playing two openings you don't really play. You're playing the black side of Sicilian, and you're kind of playing the white side of a BOGO almost, essentially. It's not much for white, but I'm hoping that our opponent will be like uncomfortable. Now what happens here? Knight g8. Knight e4. Knight e4.
Alright, so back to square one, as they say. Sanchez is playing the French. He's a big fan of the French defense, as we all know. Once I saw my friend Dragan Kosic get this kind of position against some Indian IM in a first Saturday, it was gruesome. He just spatially like ground him into the dust. Nefedov, good game. I was thinking someone on sound had a similar space advantage against me in the simul last week. But this is even worse. But nevertheless, maybe black's position is h5 is a good move, I think. That seems like a good move, a sensible thing to do. It's still probably not enough, but it's just, you know what this reminds me of? Weirdly, Fianchetto Grunfeld. Chess therapy with Uber driver.
Hey. Alright, now, I take no responsibility for what happens to you after h4. I think that h5 was a good move. h4 is taking it to another level. I do not know about that move. It's possible, it's good. Alright. Well, maybe I need to do like g4. It would make sense, wouldn't it?
You played h5 to prevent g4. And so if you play h4, then it makes sense that I play g4, right? I'll do that sometimes. You overextend yourself. You play a4, a5 in the Benoni to prevent black from playing a6, b5, and then you realize you play a5 at some point, but you actually make it easier for them to play b5. So, what's the plan? Was the plan to prevent g4, or you're just like randomly expanding? This doesn't look good. I think Zen chess is not in his typical element here. Kosic would be. But maybe you still have some. That's a nice. As Mario would say. I like this diagonal. Speaking of Italian accents, I should start to think about registering for the World Senior. Again. For the third time in 5 years, it's in Italy. Third time in 4 years, even. Third time in 4 years. 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Back to Italy. Why are there so many World Seniors in Italy? What's that about? Last year we were in Portugal. That was fun. Uh-oh. Knight g6. Maybe I should have played rook e1 instead of rook f2. But whatever. You're coming there to go there. Never would have suspected it. I could play knight h5 even. But I'm not really phased. I think the whole h4 h3 plan is overrated. And I know this from experience. How do you know this? Because I've done it and bad things happen to me. So that's how I know. In case anyone was wondering. How do you know so much? Black is getting fatally punctured with f5. I mean, isn't it just like over after f5? It looks worse. Yeah, this looks really bad for black. See, I was sacrificed on e5. Am I playing this too soon? Zen chess on the French defense. How are we doing with time? Got plenty of time. I got a game with Mr. Slow and Brownie. So, Dragon. I'm a hugger. It's not like Zen chess doesn't understand. He understands an f5 break. With the white, from the white side, he would understand this, for sure. Now, and Morales too, man. Morales, phew. Yeah, like both recaptures are tempting now. Knight takes. That looks gruesome. Knight takes is good too. Pawn takes is a roller, though. The only thing with pawn takes, it might be harder to break through. I'm gonna have to make f6 work. Do I need to keep my light square bishop, or can I give that up? Watch out for knight g2. He could fianchetto his knight. And bishop h5 even. I bet Morales would like that. f6. Only thing with f6 is it could open the g file. What am I planning on doing? I'm planning on f6ing. Oh, you played bishop g5 right away. I kind of missed that. Knight on c5 is forever knight. It's a forever knight. Fianchetto knight. I should sacrifice this, no? And then the sealer. Positional pawn push, the PPP. Uh-huh. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. I just work it out as I go along. Yeah, he resigned. It's over. I didn't see it before either, but I have knight d7 check and mate. That was ugly. Anti-Lizard is playing another game, so we'll let him wait for the moment. And Mr. Slow. We'll take the challenge from Mr. Slow, who donated to get us up to 77777. We're 51% of the way there to Italy World Senior. Oh no, I mean I just saw you're playing another game. You are playing another game. I don't want to play people who are playing two games at once, man. I don't want to play in a simul. You playing the simul. I'm not playing in your simul. Alright. This is not simul stream. Simul's on Sunday. So, this is a newish thing that I've played a number of times, and it turns out it's starting to get popular. I didn't invent it, but I sort of reinvented something that had already been invented. Now, I don't remember move orders. So far, I played it a couple times. So if I take... Do I want to take? What is this anyway? I want to take. It's kind of like a Marazzi. That's not a Marazzi. The Barazzi. Paparazzi. Knight f6 now? What's my plan? If I don't play knight f6, it's going to be rather hard to develop my pieces. Mr. Slow is out for blood today. I have the feeling. I have time for like one more game after this, at least. Anti-Lizard. Maybe Brownie Champ. We'll see. Bishops are worth more than knights. Uber driver, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Big Bobby, Bishop c4. Dude, you're weird. You're weird, man. You're a weird dude. You are a weird dude, Uber driver. I had no idea how weird you were when I met you. Alright. H3. I'm pretty weird too. Bearded Bobby. Bishop c4. He could have transposed to Benka. What? What are we talking about here? What game are you talking about? This is a Queen b6 Sicilian. You're talking about a different game. Transposing to Benka. Benko Fischer. Fischer Benko. No. You can't. When are you going to play Bishop c4? Not normal here. Not really quite the same. Close doesn't count, Uber driver, except in horseshoes and hand grenades. It's not a Benko Sozin. Dancing. That's what they say. So, what about the king side? What about the king side? If I'm not castling, what am I doing over there? Maybe I am castling, huh? Do I want to castle? Castle queenside. Darcy Lima. Maybe no castling or castling queenside should be considered. I'm gonna go with like not castling queenside. I mean, white always has a4, a5. Oh, there's rook 8 e1. Okay. Now I wish I had castled queenside. We can always manually castle queenside, but we have a little bit of congestion at the moment. Now Bishop c4 transposes to the Benko. Right, exactly. Bishop c4, knight e5, pawn takes, knight e5, bishop takes f7, check, and white's winning. But I have bishop c4, knight e5, pawn takes e5, queen c4. Who knows? That might even be playable. Alright, finally knight to d4, really changing everything. I don't really want to take and fix your structure. And I don't really want to play a5. Well, no, I definitely don't want to play a5. I don't really want to play a6, is what I meant to say. Your other a5. So knight c5. for lack of a better plan. This is experimental cheese. But I can always castle. We're ready to castle any minute. Just waiting for the signal from the coach. Coach Uber. When Big Bobby tells me, I'll castle kingside. Give me the okay from Big Bobby. And I'll just castle kingside. Just do like a hand signal or something. Paul. I don't know the story with the Benko variation. You know, how often he played that and was it against Fischer in the Sozin. Unfortunately, I never really spent much time chatting with Paul Benko, even though, you know, he was here at the same time as me a lot. I should have chatted with him more. He seemed like a very nice guy. Very approachable. 93. Now ops color bishops. Bishop ops. Black ops bishops. That's a nice solid punching you got there now. I'm still holding off. I don't know, I fixed this pawn structure. I'm not really thrilled with it, but... Oh! What is happening, my god? Don't do that to me, please. Why are you doing that? That's a violent, Morales-like move. Horrifying. Why do you want to hurt me? Please don't hurt me, Mr. Slow. He got the idea of f5 from a game against Zen Chess. e5, f5. But f5 is more natural than e5. GM Smurfette. Casual encounters. Ooh, that sounds almost pornographic. I should start my OnlyFans. You would like that. No. Vadim's OnlyFans. Ooh, I heard, yeah. Vadim has an OnlyFans. You're the #1 subscriber. There was a scandal in England about some athlete in like rowing or something who couldn't support himself. He didn't have enough backing, so he had to do OnlyFans, and then the rowing federation like kicked him out or put him on probation. That's what it's going to come down to. Chess players with OnlyFans. He's so violent with his rooks. Look at those rooks. So what's the big deal? Queen takes e5, f6. Queen f6. Pawn f6. Discovered. Wait a minute. I just realized I can play rook g8. That's an interesting move, isn't it? Rook g8. I mean, what could possibly go wrong for white? Should I play f6 first, though? Get a little bit of dark square control? I agree. Let's not let f6 happen, like some people. We hope that he doesn't have a queen sacrifice. Now rook g8 becomes a possibility. This is not a joke. How's my castling queenside coming along? Not happening, huh? I was also thinking about rook... Oh, no. What's that? Oh, I'm scared. Help. Oh, no. Hubner. It's Tal Hubner, Mr. Slow. Shades of Tal Hubner. Okay, this is not over yet. It's not over yet. I'm gonna flag. Terrible move. It was a terrible move by me. He's violently evil. I'm panicking. Alright. You were winning there. I mean, I messed up. But to be honest, the position was very unclear until we started blundering and in mutual time pressure. I think the game was pretty close, honestly. And then just both of us made probably 3 or 4 blunders at the end. How bad was it? Yeah, I mean, more or less a good game until, what, move 25. And then, well, I made more blunders than you did. So 98 was an inaccuracy. That's what I get for trying to be creative. Unbelievable. It's just an inaccuracy, though. It's not that bad. Alright, it wasn't the main issue. This was an interesting position. Queen h4 was an accuracy. And now we both have like 10 to 20 seconds left. And who the hell knows what's going on? G takes f5. Imagine that. That's a mistake. And now we get to the critical moment where I freaked out. For those of you that don't know, I can't castle queenside. I can't castle kingside. I could move my king, but I'm pinned to my knight. So what am I supposed to play now? Queen d5. Ah! Pretty obvious move. I should have seen it. I saw it earlier. It was a good game until we got in time pressure. Huh. This has not been played yet. Wow, that's weird. So Mr. Slow's move is a novelty. Bishop d3. Funny, I mean, it's a fairly obvious move. Everyone's tempted, though, into knight d5. They don't do it against me, though. I don't know why. I mean, I had this position a couple times, and none of my opponents were willing to play knight d5. I was trying to get them to play knight d5. Alright, anti-lizard. Yeah, we have one last game. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Brownie, I gotta go. I would love to play all the games, but we have to limit. I have to leave at 3. So that was an interesting game by Mr. Slow, though. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised no one's tried Bishop d3. It's a fairly obvious move, but I think everyone just assumes that, you know, I'm gonna hack on c3, and they're probably right. But it's not so easy to play. You know, honestly. What do we do now? We crush his soul. Oh, tempting, isn't it? Tempting, tempting. Well, Anti-Lizard he's getting very positional in his old age. Positional. Look at this positional play by White. Are you sure you're the real Anti-Lizard? It's almost strategic. Feels like he's an imposter. Irrational gambits would be the normal expectation here. No irrational gambits, nothing crazy. I think we're seeing an imposter. This is very strange. Yo. Vegas style chess lessons. Have a nice weekend, guys. 42. Great to see you. As always. Typical step has followed. Salus Lucien has followed. Small but short, but great stream today. Thanks, guys, for playing. I've got to leave to do my chess coaching stuff. So Anti-Lizard is a relatively new account for the Riddler. The artist formerly known as the Riddler. The lad. That lad? That lad. Ladbrokes. Wow, F4. Nice move. Here comes the ambulance. This is a really Nimzovician play by White. Again, not really standard Anti-Lizard, I would say. From what I've seen of the Riddler, this is a very different positional style. It's like I'm playing Nimzovich or something. I mean, it feels like it's a different person. You sure someone else isn't playing on your account? We don't have that many games, but does seem different to me. Now there's an irrational move. Bishop takes g6. That's more like it. Now you're being more like yourself. Sorry, I'm going to need to calculate for a minute here. Wow. What the hell is going on? Or not calculate. This is a really bad game for me to have right before I have to go. And I'm having hallucinations as well. So I'm just like dropping a piece here. No way. Almost. Damn. Practically dropping a piece. That's not good. Thought I had something. Yeah, Sri, what's up? Check this game out. We're gonna have to sacrifice something. I'm just losing a piece. I mean, I don't even know what I did wrong. This is weird. Left my king in the center too long. He takes on g6, gives up his light square bishop, takes on d5, wins a piece. That's it, I'm dead. Nice. Queen h4, h3, bishop f4, bishop f4, rook f4, I've never lost this bad against Anti-Lizard. I missed that move as well. I think it's just over. That's pretty impressive, dude. That's a pretty impressive game you played right there. I was even better at some point. You made one mistake. Unbelievable. Knight a4 is a mistake. So I should have taken on d5. f4. I shouldn't have let it open up, and d4 here. This is the beginning of the end. E takes f4, knight takes f4. I tried to develop. Here I have to castle. This is my last chance. This bishop takes g6. Who's expecting you to give up your bishop on g6? Interesting. I'll see you guys later. Great stream. See you guys Sunday.